Oh, I'm gonna finish hooking this up, do the wiring and stuff like that the right way and stuff like that on this. Then finish that up with this stuff. That way it's already done, I don't have to worry about it. So first I'm gonna take these wires off right here and wire them. That way it's not just the wire that's on them. It'll be the others, what it needs. These are fine here because they go in like this on that stuff. Just these right here I need to wire. But I got this. And I got my other wiring stuff here, which I'm going to use, let's see, these. Well, I'm gonna make it easier on me. I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna use these kind right here. Make it easier so I don't have to take the screw all the way out. But I gotta find out and see if I can put two in one. Hold on, be right back. I'm back. I gotta actually see if I can get these two to go together in this small one. Because that's a little hole right there trying to get both of these into. So I gotta figure out and see how I can do that. See if I can get these small enough down. I may have to do something a little bit different with these. I mean, I could put like just two together on these, but I don't want to do like two of these on one. I'd rather just have one. That's where there's the middle one, which would be, let's say this one right here. Go into this with one of these instead of two. But I gotta see if I can actually figure out how to get them both in there, because it's gonna be a tight squeeze. As you can see, it's not really going in, so kind of pushes it up like that. So let me see. See what I can figure out here. So I kind of split it. That'll give me the same, basically the same effect on the wiring. But I can take, I can split it and cut it and be able to put them both in one of those instead of having two of them. So you don't have it all over, basically all over the place. So I kind of split both of them up. Go into whatever side will work better. And then connect it. And I should be able to put this on. Yeah, that's going to work. Now all I got to do is cut the two smaller ones off, because I don't need them. So let me see. Here we go. Got a pair of wire cutters here. Let's cut these smaller ones off. There we go. And there you go. And you go in with this. Put that on. But, you see how that looks? I'm going to add something. I'm going to go in, I'm going to look around here and actually see if I can find what I'm looking for. Well, I got these, but these may not be small enough. But I should have somewhere. I've got a plastic container with a lot of different sizes of the a lot of different sizes of these. But as of right now, I don't know if they're in there in my media room or in here. Could be in there in my media room. Sorry about that. It could be in my media room where those are. But let's see. I might be able to use one of these. Like maybe one of these. Oh, sorry about that. Like maybe one of these. Let's find out. Now, you use heat gun. I got a heat gun. See if I can get this on here. Yeah. Okay. Now you squeeze this one. Get your thingy right here. You got your little, like, your color codes and stuff like that. So let me put this on. Okay. There we go. Now get this over it. And see, I can actually cut that or just leave it like that. But I don't want to leave it like that, because these two have to go on and they won't go all the way up. So I'm going to have to actually cut some of this off. So here, let me take that off. I got to cut this in half. Let me see. Here, let's do it this way. Okay. Here we go. Got a small piece of it. So let's put them together. Put it on like this. Then we can straighten this one out. Take it over that. And we heat it up like right there. That way we got enough room on this backside to bend them up for the other connectors. So we can basically, let me move this over. Connect all them 3 wires together to this top one. Because the top one on that is positive from the battery, which powers all 3 switches. So I can use a lighter, which I may use. It'll be the quickest way. But I can use this on YouTube just to show you how it works. See how it gets all the way tight? Okay, there's that. Perfect. Now, like I said, this would actually go onto it. Let me turn that back around the way it goes. This would actually go right there in the middle. And I can bring both of these down to fit on these other ends right here. There and there. Plus I got these I got to put on too. Just like the other one right here. You pop it up, you turn it on, you need to shut it off, you can just go like that and it shuts off. Instead of trying to fumble, trying to get the switch to shut off, you can just push that down, push this piece down, and it'll actually shut off. You go in and boom, it'll shut it off for you. So all you gotta do is like tap it down like that, and you're good to go. So let me get these others and put my things on these others. So I need 2 more. Now I can do the cut on these 2 on these last ones. These will fit in a little better than these 2. So there's 2 wires here instead of 1. That's why I did this. But on the other 2, I don't have to do that. So let me cut that. Let me get 2 more of these. Let's see. There's 1. See how that fits just a little bit better on that end right there? So let's get that one. I mean, there's a lot of you that's on YouTube that know how to do this stuff. I mean, that's why most of the stuff I do are for the younger generation, the kids. That way they can look at something and kind of figure it out by hopefully watching my videos on the way I come up with fixes and stuff like that on stuff. So they can just go in instead of always asking for help from somebody else. They can go in on basic stuff. They can see my videos and say, well, he did this way, so let's try it the way he did it. It worked for him. Why wouldn't it work for us? Let's see. Okay. There we go. There's the connection I need right here. Now, on this last one, I didn't forget it. Oh, you forgot one, No. Instead of running this like this to this, like I did this one, I'm going to do 2 on this side. So I'm going to add this one, and I'm going to add another one for here, because I want one going that's going up, and I want one going to the side. That way it fits. It'll make it look better on the side instead of having like let's say the wires are like this, and then this goes up like this too. I don't want it to go up. So here, I'll give me a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me cut some of this off. Let me get another one here. Put it on. There we go. Connect it here. Let's see. There we go. Now, let's do a hookup here. Alright, those are good. So I can actually just leave these like this or take them off. I may just take them off. Well, actually we'll just leave them on there. So let me basically just leave them on. Okay, now I go in. Here, I'll show you this. And they're going to hook up like this. Now I'll bring it back when it's hooked up. Let me open this a little bit. One. Two. three. Alright, let's go one here. Get it on there right. There we go, there's one. There's two. Now, here comes the third one. I'll show you what I meant. So let's put the first one in. Now you can see that right there. Now this one, instead of it basically going up like that, I want it to the side. So let me go in and put this in. Like that. Put this other one in. And bring it to the side. See if I can get this so it'll stay in there. Come on, cooperate. There we go. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Now this one, let me put this one where it belongs. I need to cut a little bit of this off. Let me take a little bit of this off. Okay. Tighten this up. There we go. One, it looks better because it's going to be in like this, sticking in, so it'll be out like that. One, it looks better and it's not all, so you move it around a little better, it kind of loosens up, these wires fall off. I gotta make sure these wires are on right. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. So, this other one I'm gonna have to do a little bit of movement with. Because what it's doing is, this piece right here is getting in its way. So I might have to kind of move this a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it this way. Put it on like this. And see. See if I can get it to manage a little bit better. Yeah, let me do this. Let me tighten this up. Alright, I tightened that up just a tad. Alright, let's get this out. Put the first one on. Put the second one on. See if we can tighten this down now. Well, that's better. I mean, at least it'll stay. I just have it like that. Now I gotta put the red caps on these. I'm gonna pause. I'll bring it back when I do that. I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Got all three. On. Power on and the push start or whatever. So it's off. Or if you want to get really technical about it, they can all be on, and you can just say, and you can just slap them, and they're done. They're off. So I'm gonna have one for the lights, and one for each of the fuel pumps. So explaining the fuel pumps. So when let's say I'm driving regularly on the road, stuff like that, going errands or something like that, I'm gonna run one fuel pump. If I'm in the wooded area and doing this, or a little mud bogging or something, I'm going to use 2 fuel pumps. So right now it's a 2-barrel carb. It's got one on there, and needs 1 fuel pump, will fill both of them or whatever, right? I want to put a 4-barrel carb on that Jeep. But I'm thinking that I want to do the conversion, the carburetor conversion kit to it. That way there's none of the electronics, because I've got the electronics for that unhooked. I don't even have my electronics for that hooked up. So it's not the most fuel efficient carburetor on it, per se. So I'd rather get like a Edelbrock or a Holleycarb or something like that to actually put on that 4.2. But it'll be a lot better when I put my my V6, my 3.8 V6 out of my Camaro and manual transmission in that Jeep. I'm not going to basically do it myself. I'm going to have it done at a custom shop. Instead of me trying to get everything working right and stuff like that, I'm going to have the professionals do that. That way they can get everything working right in there and get everything hooked up I need hooked up. But I just want to show this basically hooked. I mean, I got my wires all hooked up the way I actually need them. And then you got your negative here, your other positive here. On these two, which I have in my other room, that'll hook there and there. Then it'll go into the battery in the Jeep when I hook everything up. Then all I gotta do is put the power wire for what I ever put up. Like, let's say I put in the fill pump. Power here, it's grounded to the vehicle. This right here will turn it on. Then I'll turn it off once I turn this power on. Now this is the one I'm gonna have in the dash. Now, I've got some other switches here, which is right here. Now, one of these switches, this is one of the switches I'm going to use. I may use something else. This will be going through my power. This switch will be hidden somewhere on the vehicle, and it'll shut the power off completely. Because they got the other ones, you can make it, you can put it on your battery, turn the switch, no power, right? Oh, nobody gonna steal my vehicle. Bull. All they gotta do is if they can get into the vehicle, all they gotta do is pop the hood, turn it on, and guess what? All they gotta do is hot wire and bye-bye vehicle. Now, if you take it like this and hide it completely, they're got to search to get the power on. By that time, you're already out there and you know somebody's trying to steal your vehicle. If you hide a power switch like this and go through your 12 volts, put this on the vehicle somewhere that nobody knows where it's at. Hide it so nobody knows where it's at. You can have it off, or you can just flip it on, turn on, start up, you're gone. Now, you can even if it goes through your ignition, if you break it with this switch, that breaks the power to the ignition, so the ignition won't even start it. Sure, you can take it, you can put it in neutral, and you can push it or tow it or something like that, but you got to do it takes 10, 15, 20 minutes for all the hookup of that. You walk in somewhere real quick and you come right back out, guess what? You know what's going on, and you can figure out what's going on and get to your vehicle and get out of there, or get whoever you need to call to get there. But with them not knowing power, or they can go trying to steal it, but you go in while they're looking for it, you kind of switch it on, you jump in, or you go in to switch on, and you, let's say you have a friend or something like that. Get that friend to go to drive. You go into where the switch is, you turn it on, you jump on the back of the Jeep or whatever, and you take off. Gone, bye-bye. But you don't know how the power switch will come on because you don't know where it's hidden. Well, it's in the back or it's here or there. You never know. You can walk one area, switch it, and start fiddling around in the back of it where the switch is not at. And it's like, oh, the switch is back here. Let's look. And you're gone again. So, I know that's why I don't like the newer vehicles. I hate them. I do not like them. All the electronic crap, I don't want nothing to do with them. Give me an old school vehicle like an 89 or even like the 94 the 94 Chevy Camaros. I like them too because don't have all the computer generated stuff in there that these vehicles have nowadays. Because they're all ran off computer. That computer goes, that car ain't going nowhere. But let's say you have an electric problem. Let's say you get it so let's say your gas pump don't work in your fuel tank. And how am I going to get this or how am I going to get that? But if you have an older vehicle like my 89, I put a electric fuel pump on. All I got to do is turn that fuel pump on and it's going to bring gas up to the carb so you can go anywhere you want to go. Now, if there's one of them electronic fuel pumps in the system and you don't have none of that, and that even if you do have that, but that fuel pump goes bad and it stays closed, you ain't going to get gas into your carb even with the fuel pump. You got to get the electronic to go in to open up that fuel pump or whatever to get it to work. I don't like that at all. I'd rather have the older vehicles instead of the newer vehicles. So, I mean, if I was, let's say, younger in my teenage years and stuff like that, getting into those kind of vehicles, I'd probably go through and do this and that with them or whatever, but I'm old school. I like the old school stuff. They're easier to work on, and some of the parts nowadays, like for the... Okay, I got this for you. I have an instrument panel and stuff on my dash and stuff like that. Now, you got the instrument panel with your battery power, your gas, your oil pressure, your temp, and all that, right? I looked on Amazon. Just for that, those dials are the dials, the gauge, those gauges, and the plastic piece that goes right there, right? Guess how much they want for it on Amazon? Guy trying to sell it. Over $1,000 for that piece. You want parts for a Jeep? Go to a junkyard and get the parts off a vehicle. You can go in there and buy a complete, let's say you want a Jeep Renegade, the old school Jeep Renegade, right? Like the Daisy Duke Jeep, right? The Jeep Renegade that she drove. I guess like CJ or whatever, like Wrangler. It looks like a Wrangler because it looks like the one I have, but it's a little different. You can go into any junkyard and look around and spend $2,500, $3,000 on one of them and get the whole complete everything. Even if it's got a blown motor in it, you can get the motor, you can get the tranny, you can get all the hookups, all this, all that, all the body parts. For let's say $2,500, but you go in and you break them all up. You want the instrument cluster, over $1,000. You want this seat or that seat for the original or steering column, you're paying. Like I even priced the steering column, $800 for an original steering column for that. That's why I'm getting the universal steering column. I've bought like maybe 3 or 4 of them. But I got the 30-inch coming, which probably will be here maybe sometime next week, and get that, and then do that and put that up, and get that going in that Jeep and hook everything up. Hopefully everything lines up and I can start it and all that kind of good stuff, right? And the gears will lock into place and all that, which I hope. I'll find that out when I get it and hook it up. Hopefully it will. But then if not, I'll have to go back to my universal steering column that I had in there and be able to do this, the push start of this, and I'll actually hook this up in the system somehow. That way I can just use it to power it, start it up, and do whatever I want to do. But I want a shifter. I got to get a shifter because I can't put a floor shifter in. So that's what I'm gonna do. I got this basically hooked up, and I'm gonna get the steering column. I'm gonna put the steering column in. I still got to do my window frame in my window and get it glued up and all that, and get it on there and get that stuff going. I got to figure out how I'm gonna do it to get everything to stay where it needs to. So I'm gonna actually have something I'm gonna make to put over it to keep all the plastics down and the trim and stuff like that down on that window. But I want to do it so I won't basically break the window, because I don't want to break a window. But I got one of the soft connectors thing they come in. I still got that. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna lay it over. I'll put something. So I actually have the glue so the glue don't come out or whatever. Put some something on it or whatever. Lay it over it. Lay the thing on top of it and put some weight on there to keep that trim where it needs to be, to get it all tight in there so it won't leak or anything like that. But I still got to work that out. But I'll get on that and then get this. I got that going on, but I'll have a steering column and stuff like that. But I'll do more of my Jeep content or whatever is going to be on YouTube on here, and do it that way. There's too much stuff going on around the other platforms for me to do anything, but on here I can. So it's going to be on here, but I'm going to let y'all go, and I'll talk to y'all later, and I hope y'all stay blessed. Y'all have a great day. Stay blessed. Thank you.